everybody. My name is Melanie. I'm going to be your mandala host today. Just got myself a cup of cacao. I'm going to turn on the live stream so I can see comments because I'm all technology savvy. I'm going to go over there and I'm going to turn off my horse's tea because I make my horse tea because that's the life of living, right? So welcome, anybody and everybody. Come into the chat. So lovely to have y'all. So grateful for y'all to be here. And even though there's not anybody here right now, we're manifesting. So you ask, why are you making tea for your horse? Well, he has a respiratory illness called heaves. It's not an illness, it's a chronic condition due to dusty hay that's been probably sprayed with a million pesticides, and eventually breathing in those dust fibers eats away at someone's lungs. So, you would think that by going to your live tab, your actual people that you subscribe to would pop up. But alas, it doesn't even tell y'all. There, I'm live. It happened. Woo! Right. My husband's channel just joined the chat. A little bit of a lag, and that's okay. So, hello everyone. Add a comment. Remember to like, comment, share, subscribe to the video. Yeah. So, something that I have enjoyed doing is playing some music for y'all while I'm here, because everyone likes to hear me play and sing. I'm not a fan of being recorded, and so this isn't a recording, this is a live video, so I get one chance to make it right? I got one chance. So, let's see. I've been coming back from an injury, too. Got in a car accident and broke my arm. I think I broke it like a hairline fracture or something. It was pretty painful. But since then, I'm now to like no pain most of the day, which is amazing. The song I'm gonna do is a song that a friend of mine wrote. He wrote the lyrics, and I put music to it and melody and figured out how it was gonna come out. And it's interesting, he had sites to see his music used in a rapping fashion instead of a folk artist fashion. But that's how I was inspired back then. Ooh, my fingers are still slow to the game, but that's okay. And so now listening to Nako, I really enjoy the rapping music. So maybe me and Kirk can collaborate some more. I love what he writes, and I love the inspiration that it gives me to put some melodies to the beats. So if you come on in, sit down, grab yourself a cup of Joe or a cup of John or a cup of cacao. I just made up the cup of John. I don't know who that would be. Johnny Walker. And thank you all for being here. This is called Looking Up. Everybody's on the side, only keeping us divided. Why can't we just love and make it one-sided? I know it's a lot to ask, especially when everyone hides behind a mask. Looking up up in all these times of need. Won't you shine your light all over me? Help me feel again. Looking up in all these times of need. Won't you shine your light all over me? Help me to feel again. It's funny how we made it this far. In the dark on this big bright star. Walking around with those opinions, thinking we're smarter than we actually are. Oh, as we kill the earth. Looking up in all these times of need. Won't you shine your light all over me and help me to breathe again? Looking up in all these times of need. Oh, won't you shine your light all over me? Oh, God, I keep forgetting the lyrics. Known to do what's right. Listen to my heart and let go of the fight. The weather's here, but you can't fight hate with fear. You can only change it with love, only love. Looking up in all these times of need. Won't you shine your light all over me? Help me to breathe again. Looking up in all these times of need. Won't you shine your light all over me? Help me live again. Boo! Alright, so that was me forgetting lyrics, and my fingers apparently still not working. I've been adding 30 minutes to an hour of guitar playing to my daily schedule and routine. It's been like 5 or 6 days. These hands, they lost all their muscles. I used to be able to do a 4-hour set by myself every Monday, and now I can't do one song. Yeah, those bar chords. So, welcome everybody to Mama Mel's Mandala Magic Painting Amazingness. We are here today to paint ourselves a mandala. And we are currently working on this mandala that we've been working on now. This is part 4. It's taken me 4 45-minute video or 3 45-minute videos to get to that point. It's crazy, right? And we're here and we're gonna do some action and hopefully, you know, release some stress and be here together as a collective energy. Whenever you're seeing this video, mandalas provide magic, not only for the creator making them, because it switches your brain from the right to the left hemisphere back and forth really fast and kind of puts you into this state of meditation while you're drawing. It also does that when you look at them and enjoy. There's pineapples. Those are mandalas. Papaya. Another mandala. Cut it in half, looks like a mandala. That's because mandala magic is all over in nature. So right now we are going to look up my nose. Actually, we're gonna go like this and turn it over like so. And then I'm gonna do this. Flip over the camera. Da, 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 da. This This is low tech action, y'all. Low tech action. And we're going to mute that because that's annoying. I'm listening to myself over there. Welcome to my messy paint palette. I leave my paint in the paint palette because then my kids really enjoy coming and peeling the paint off of the paint palette. This is also stress relieving. It's so satisfying when it just peels up like this. Oh, it's so satisfying. All right. So last time we talked that I was changing the color, and you can't even tell. You can't even tell. I changed the color from what titanium white, I think it's called. That's what Bob Ross always said. To titanium white and silver. And that's because the white is very, very thin, and so I'm adding the silver just to thicken it up a little bit. I have to find somewhere to put this excess paint here. Maybe I could just wipe it on its own painty chip. So we got a lot of themes to talk about today. We got a lot to go on. I gotta find a rag to wipe this buddy on. Leave it to me, never to be prepared for anything. All right. So we have a full 30 minutes to paint before I gotta leave. I'm gonna keep drinking. If you hear any background noise, that would be our little bunny friends living their sweet little bunny life. I think I tried this brush tip already, and I think I ended up liking this one better. Oh, there it is. So a liner brush, get those fine lines. So right now, you probably can see there's a little bit of a pencil line right here. Oh, good. We're back on that whole thing of I don't know which line I'm drawing to. So there's two pencil lines. We're going to draw to the second one because I think that's my circle. It kind of looks like my circle, but we won't really know until the end, and even then, it won't matter. I used to think that the little details did matter, and then I learned that life, yes, while about all the little details, that shit doesn't matter later on because you don't even fucking remember about it. So here we are today. We are going to do some kind of a decoration, and I tried to do this before, but I'm going to do triangles instead. I was trying to do little humps, but it didn't want to be humps. So we're going to do these little triangle buddies. Because we are in the second day of Aries season. Welcome, welcome. We made it through another long, cold winter. And this time period, historically, before, I don't know, this like 20th century bullshit, 21st century bullshit, before all of that, people used to celebrate coming out of the winter like, holy shit, guys, we made it. Stuff's starting to grow again. We're not going to die of starvation. Woo! And now we're coming out of spring or coming into spring, and people are like, oh, it's just another day, man. It's just God, we gotta just keep going and doing. And that's really the general collective energy. And I'm seeing this in my family. I'm seeing it a little bit in myself, and really like it's taken a lot of energy to kick it out of us, right? So when you're out walking around today and when you're out enjoying life, and or at least trying to, I want you to like give a little bit of thanks and gratitude that stuff's blooming. No matter where you are, there you will see signs of spring. Whether you're in the highest of the mountain peaks, you will see melting. You will see the Wicked Witch kind of rolling down the hill in her melted state of existence. Because she turns into water or something when you spray water on her. I don't know, or she evaporates. So we need to come out of this space of winter solitude and depression. And I've been looking at my hydrangea plants. And it's a very cool analogy, but they always talk about the butterfly coming out of the cocoon. Well, plants will have bud cocoons, it looks like, protecting their buds for their next season. The leaves of the new branches and pieces of it to come are wrapped in these little cocoons. And as spring comes, those cocoons fall off and shed. And so I feel like we're in that state of being and in consciousness where we are releasing that old, heavy, dark energy of winter and hibernation and solitude. We're starting to shed that hard casing off and allowing our new budded green selves to emerge and come out of it. And as humans and as business people, because money, quote unquote, rules the world, it's all about like making a buck. It's all about what can you do to increase business and do this and do that. And all season long, I kept getting pushed back. Like, no, this is not the season for doing this. You will not pass. You shall not pass. Good old Gandalf in Lord of the Rings. I kept getting all excited that we were going to start this juicing business this winter and get it on the ground and rolling, which we did, but it wasn't anything to what I had wanted or expected or projected for ourselves. Like, I had way more excitement planned. And I got in a car accident. And the universe is like, you shall not pass. You will sit down for fucking months and be miserable and in pain. And then I came out of that and I was like, I'm ready to go home and start this whole farmer's market thing in the universe and like music and blah, blah, blah. And the universe says, no, you shall not pass. You shall continue to rest. Here, break your arm and not be able to use your right side of your body. Bah! That's, oh gosh. That's what it felt like. And so looking back on it now, and I'm realizing and I'm learning these life lessons just with you guys, that all that energy I was trying to expend on other people, I really needed to spend it on myself. And I really needed to rest. And that's what the universe was trying to get me to do. That's what was trying to happen, was just getting me to sit the fuck down and take it all in and hibernate. And so I think I'm going to take that advice next year and, be the ant laboring all summer long, busting my ass, doing what I got to do, get the jobs done that I got to get done. And then at the end of the season, when the cold temperatures start to come in, I can wrap myself in a sweater and know that I worked really hard. There's nothing more for me to do right now except to just be and to rest. We are planning to do a holiday party, or a party every year as the Brewer family. Every year, I want to throw a big ass party, feed people, do what I love to do, and call it a day and be done with it. And I had planned to get my holiday party out of the way with Thanksgiving, but then I got some kind of flu, sickness, illness, put me back on my ass again and told me to sit down and shut up and don't talk about it. Like, you're just going to do what you got to do to get well again. And so we're planning this party for like the first week in September. That way I can hibernate through the holidays. I don't have to go out and be present and be a part of all of the shenanigans that I don't believe in the first place. I'm going to hibernate and enjoy my vacation time with my family and with our kiddos in the winter months, hopefully finding places with lots of sunshine that are rabbit friendly so we can take them with us. This should be interesting. Stay tuned. So, along with coming out of these crusty shells of winter, the season is also about giving birth to new things, and we see it in nature. We see the nesting behaviors beginning with the birds. We see the nesting behaviors beginning with the animals. We see babies being born as the spring emerges. And so all of these symbols of babies and new begin or and fertility and all of these things, it is a symbol of new beginnings. So what are you giving birth to in your life right now? What are you growing for yourself? Growing for your family, growing for your life? I have to stop touching the headphones, don't I? Maybe you put plans into motion last year, but now after this winter hibernation, those plants can finally begin to grow. And when we plant plants, especially, I think they're called perennials that come back every year. I'm not good with that name, annual versus perennial, because annual means yearly for me. So that would make sense that it came back annually. But I think the annuals are the ones that die off, and perennials are the ones that stay for multiple years, which I get the Perry part at the beginning. However, again, the English language fails me. um, so just like perennial plants, where you plant them the year before, they grow, they look nice, it's great, but their roots really don't get established, I don't believe, until like wintertime. And so to come back the next year, it's a whole different plant, and it's huge compared to where it was the year before, and it had the ability to like keep growing. So something that you're starting something that you have started in the past, maybe you're starting to grow that again. Maybe you're starting to find more of that in your life and grow it bigger than you grew it last year. So this next part, we're going to put tiny little triangles in. And we're going to go straight up like that because it just I wasn't feeling it doing it the other way. And after we put these little guys in, we'll go over and smooth that layer down. Maybe give it a second coat there. So that's kind of why I don't always do all of my paint coats. This is not very good for blending, but that is okay. We're going to make it work. I don't do all of the coats to make sure that it's like a solid color and blend it all the way until the very end, because oftentimes I'll see that by adding the next piece, I'm able to get that done at the same time. So we added that second piece to the little triangle. Don't forget the first guy. I'm always weird, and I don't know why I do this, but I don't ever start on the first one. I always start like here and then go back and do it later. It's just something I've noticed. And it's crazy that you just do that inside part and it changes it so much. Maybe it's just me that sees that change. Who knows? But I am really enjoying doing these live videos. And this is like a plant I've been growing for years. I've been doing mandala since 2017. It was a year to the day after I had quit bipolar medication, not planning to, but my body no longer could tolerate it, and I was going into like a coma-like state if I took the lithium. So I stopped taking it. I keep hitting that cord. And a year to the day after, I Googled how to draw a mandala, and all of a sudden a light went off in my head, and it felt like I had drawn them my entire life. It felt like I was born and meant to do mandalas. That was my mission in the world. And I was so excited to just take off and open myself up. And then I remembered I had a family, and I remembered I had children that were my responsibility to raise and take care of. But in the process, before learning that, because that took me like 2 years to figure out, in the process of figuring out that part of the mission, I drew. I went back to basics because I got scared of color, right? So I went to black and white and I did that for about a whole year and then started to branch out into color. And my first wall mural was shades of brown because that's what I felt comfortable using. I still really enjoy painting backgrounds. I've done, I enjoy backgrounds in color more than I enjoy doing mandalas in color, but that'll change. It always does. And so now I am birthing this new beginning, this new chapter of mandalas with these live videos, which is something I was terrified to do in the past. I don't know what you little bunnies are doing over there, but holy Chicago. They're like digging through their food dish. So, doing these live videos is a new journey for me. It's something that I was absolutely terrified of doing in the past. Sometimes I recorded a video to post 6 or 7 times before posting it. Definitely recorded many, 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 many musical videos and was too terrified to post. And it's really been an interesting energy to work with and to feel, to be able to have the courage, which has been a huge theme for this spring, having the courage to do something that previously held you back, limited beliefs in a topic, or fear amongst a relationship, or fear of a new job, like something that held you back in the past. For me, it was a fear of live video interaction and talking to people and conversating with people and them having the potential to see the real me. Because if you're live, you're showing the real you, right? Like there's no, you can't go back, you can't edit, you can't change the profile picture, you can't do nothing. Like what you get is what you get. And what you do is what you do. And there's no going back, right? And so that takes huge courage. The important part of that courage is that we take action and we be brave and we become strong and we choose to do it differently and we choose to do it better and we choose to move forward even though we're terrified, right? So that's like huge Aries energy, igniting this passion, this creativity, and an ignition of it, like spark, like light that shit on fire. That's the Aries energy. There's no going back. It's just plowing through. It's the ram. It's if you've ever encountered a male goat, a ram, they don't fuck around. And like you fuck around, you're gonna find out. It's gonna kick your ass and it's not gonna stop charging you. Um, I feel like that's the universal energy that if we don't ignite ourselves, we're going to get ignited and it's not going to be the nicest way either. It's going to be a ram effect of like pushing you out into doing it instead of maybe a slow and steady pace that you would prefer more. For example, that would look like um, that would look like me being forced on a stage to have a conversation with a huge group of people unexpectedly and out of nowhere. That would be like a huge fear that the universe could push me into if I wasn't doing these live videos to nobody. So, Melanie, why do you continue to do these live videos even though nobody's watching? Well, it shows the universe, number one, that I'm trying. Number two, that I care enough about the folks out in the universe, even if the visibility is low, even if my message isn't really getting out there to a whole lot of people. At least I'm trying, I'm showing up, I'm doing what has been asked of me. Which honestly, like I heard God tell me you need to do live videos, and I was like, please no. And God was like, yes, you're gonna do this. It's gonna be fine, please. And so the way these live videos have happened for me is in a way that I can breathe and tolerate through the scary, which the scary is, as we all know, being presented out into the universe in a live, authentic form. And I need to do that slowly but surely. So that means that maybe nobody watches my videos, and that's okay. I'm going to keep doing it anyways. So, right here, right now, we are at a new moment in our history of, oh my gosh, excuse me, creating this epic mandala. I am seeing these groups of three pop out centered in between the two larger petals to the side. So I'm seeing those guys come out to the edge. This one I'm going to off center, but nobody's going to notice. This to me is saying circle, and it comes as something simple like that, like line, circle. And I listen and I do what I'm supposed to do. Or like I'll see the shape. And so I heard circle. I oftentimes only know one step in advance of what is coming from the action that I'm currently taking. That is also symbolic of life, where you might know that the decision that you're going to make today is going to take you down a path of whatever. It could be anything, because whatever decision it is could be anything. And so you might be like, I'm taking out $10,000 out of my bank account and I'm going to do this with it. You know that you're going to take out that $10,000 and you know that you're going to do whatever it is, but you don't know the after effects. You don't know everything that's going to happen because you chose to do that task. Does that make sense? It does make sense. So for me, making these mandalas, you son of a nutcracker. Making these mandalas, I know this piece of it right now, that I was supposed to add a circle here. But then the next piece I already saw was a tip of a petal here that's going to come out and meet that circle on that edge. That's all I've been given. So that can scare people because you're like, well, where's it going to go after that? What's going to happen after that? But the art of mandala, the art of life, the secret to life is to not give a shit what's going to happen then. Don't worry about where the next action is going to go, where the next step is going to take us. Just be in the now and know, okay, so this is the next step that I'm doing. And that's going to be the step after that. Was this the one I said I was going to do off center? I don't think I really need to. Maybe I do. I don't know what they are chewing. Got some silly bunnies. So that's been quite a journey. You guys are little assholes. So yesterday we took the bunny friends on a field trip adventure to the farm. Pardon me for one moment. All right, gotta love the bunnies. That was also something about live videos because my life is always chaos. But the bunnies, we were told to do this. I was told by God, again. When we took them on an adventure to the farm, and they freaking loved it. It was like huge bonding for the bunnies and the girls because the bunnies see them as safety now. They see them as this space where they can go and be protected if something out there scares them. And the little black ones, man, they're something else, and they have no fear. The other two, there's a little buff colored one and a little gray one. And the gray one's the biggest out of the bunch. He's got all the fear in the world. He likes to sit curled up under your legs and watch the world go by from protection. He has no interest. We're going to do that line all the way down to the bottom like that. He has no interest in exploring or living his best life. And by living his best life, he's just hanging out. He's living his best bunny life, doing his thing. But they loved running around. They loved the exercise, the stimulation. And so the girls and I have dedicated ourselves. We said we'll take them every day to the farm and get them their exercise, get them their outdoor nature. I keep banging that. I'm so sorry. Their outside nature time. Get the earth under their little feet. I'm going through anxiety about getting them spayed and neutered in time because I'm terrified that they're gonna make more children's, and bunnies breed. When they say bunnies breed like, or people breed like rabbits, it means they're having sex all the time. Mother rabbits can get pregnant within 24 hours of having her litter. 24 hours. That's insanity. Why would God do that to a species? Like, why are you so, why? That's a cruel, unjust God in my department. Like, those poor mama rabbits. She's like, I'm breastfeeding all these babies and I'm pregnant. So in the wild, oftentimes, if they're rebred, mothers will abandon her litter when they are 4 to 5 weeks old. And in my mind, like, God's perfect and doesn't make mistakes, but if he didn't allow the mommies to get pregnant so soon, they could actually like raise their babies, and then not so many of them would die, but maybe they're meant to be like this, I don't know, abundance of food for predator like animals. I don't know. All right, so this is always the hard part for me. Going the opposite direction and making it look the same, but I'm guessing that's the hard part for everybody. So we are going to do our best, because that's what life is all about, doing the best you can with what you've been given. So there we go. I've got 5 more minutes to hang with you guys before I go pick the girls up for the most expensive babysitter fee that ever did exist. You want to know what it is? $60 for an hour and a half. But that's because they're learning something while they're there. They are learning piano is Scarlett. She's our youngest, and she's 8, and she's been playing piano since she was 7. Lulu is our middle child, and she's been playing cello since she was 8, and she just turned 10, so she's been at it for 2 years. And Lily plays violin. Yeah, that doesn't look the same, but who cares? Nobody's going to notice, and someone down the line will go, God, I love those giant pedals that she did like that. And I'll be like, yeah, that was the one thing I hated, but it's cool. And then we got Lily, who has played violin since she decided in like August of 2020, I have to play the violin. I was like, what? She goes, I really, really want to play the violin. I was like, okay, little 8-year-old child, like, I'm not going to deny you music when that was the one thing that saved my life growing up from family and all of the pain and things that I went through. There was good in my life, don't get me wrong, but I can't tell you the countless hours I spent alone in my room making music and learning what I could about music. And then when I was older, doing artwork. I loved, loved, loved doing portraits of Jewel. She had her, back then you got the CD, and then in the CD were photographs, professional photographs taken of her, and I just thought she was so beautiful. And so I would draw her portrait, and then actually I'd sit in front of the mirror and I'd draw my portrait. And it brought peace and solace. And now if you ask me to draw a person, I'd laugh and draw you a stick figure, because this is where my soul is at now. This is what I really enjoy doing. And this all might change. It might be that I do mandalas for the next 10 years and then quit because I choose to do something different and new. Who knows? You never know what the future is going to bring. And never say never, because I said I never would be able to draw mandalas, and then look at me now. It's like the easiest thing in the world to me. I know that that doesn't seem like that way to other people, but it is. And once you've done them, you're like, oh, they're not that hard at all. So thank you, Surf and Brew, for moderating. Oh, wait, that moderator is me. Yeah. So funny. I don't know if I'll ever do moderators. I know that people get them because of the negative shit that can be written in their podcast, but I'm that type of person that's not going to deal with your bullshit and your like negative attitudes, and I'm going to tell you get out, and if you don't get out, I'm going to block you. So maybe one day we need all that, but for right now, everybody's been really pleasant that exists on this channel, and I really appreciate all the support and kindness and love. And if you're sitting in the sidelines hoping I fall off the bandwagon of life and don't get back up again because you're jealous or whatever it is, I'm sorry that you feel that way. And as much as you want me to fall down, it ain't gonna happen. Never. So there you have it, guys, kids, friends, whoever be watching this now or in a later time. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for just being you, and thank you for being out in the collective trying to do something different and bring a different light, because that's who I'm attracting to this channel, and I know that. And I just want you all to have a wonderful day. Wishing you so much peace, so much love. It's so hard on the camera. There we go. So much love and so much namaste. The soul within me sees the soul within you. We'll be finishing this up probably in another 2 sessions, and then I've got another canvas that's been gifted to me, so we'll do that all together. All right, sending you all so much love, everybody. Peace, love, and namaste. Adios.